Welcome to the Cuddy-Ball Theater's first show in our 2015-16 Dream season. Thank you very much for joining us for Life is a Dream in a new translation by resident playwright Andrew Saito. Please turn off your cell phones for the duration of the performance. No texting, video, or photographs are allowed. Please turn your cell phone back on after the show and share your impressions on social media or follow us on Facebook. In the highly unlikely event of an emergency, there are 2 exit pathways out of the theater. The first is through the double set of doors leading out to the lobby where you entered the theater. The second is up a small set of stairs to the right of where you are sitting now. Both lead to Taylor Street. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Mountain's tousled head that scrawls furrows in the sun's brow. Poland! Poorly do you receive a foreigner, inscribing with blood his arrival on your sands.
We two, you and I, have both left our homeland to taste adventures. And as a pair, we have both arrived here amidst misery and madness. And together we have rolled down the mountain.
Didn't want to involve you in my complaints, Clarine. A philosopher once said there's such pleasure in kvetching that we should seek out ever more miseries so that we never run out of complaints.
That philosopher was an alcoholic grandpa. What I wouldn't do to throw 1,000 pies in his face. We'd see if he'd still complain with his mouth choking on whipped cream. But alas, what will we do, my lady? On foot, alone and lost at this late hour on a desolate mountain when the sun departs on the far horizon.
Who has seen such strange happenings? But if my vision doesn't suffer from fantastic delusions, I do believe that I see a building in the timid light to which the day suddenly clings.
Either my optimism makes me hallucinate or I can see it too.
A rustic palace appears so squat between barren boulders that the sun barely hits it with its rays.
Let us approach, my lady. We've wasted too much time standing around and gawking. Heavens, what's that I hear? There's a little chain that jangles. Slain before I fear is a galley slave in pain.
Woe is me, miserable and unhappy me!
What a sad voice I hear. It provokes new pains and torments in my heart.
And in my mind, new fears.
Clarine,
My lady.
let us flee the misery of this enchanted tower.
Regarding the business of fleeing, I am still building up the courage to do that. Give me another 100 years.
In that dim light, I can make out from afar a gloomy prison, which is a living cadaver's crypt. But even more astounding, within that dungeon lies a man, skins and furs of beasts, with only a flickering candle for company. Since we cannot flee, let's crouch here and hear him mutter his misfortunes.
I, miserable and unhappy me. Heavens, because you treat me so harshly, I seek to know what crime I committed against you with my birth. Although I understand that being born is in and of itself a criminal act, what further offense did I commit against you to warrant this intensified punishment? Are all other beings not born? What privileges do they possess that I never enjoyed?
His words have provoked fear and pity in me.
Who's heard me speak? Is that you, Plutardo?
Say yes.
I am merely a sad man that heard your melancholy mutterings in these frigid vaults.
Then I will give you death for knowing my weaknesses. Overheard me, and that alone warrants that everything to shreds with my sacred arm.
Well, I am deaf. I couldn't have overheard you. You don't need to rip me to shreds.
If you were born human, then prostrating myself at your feet would be enough to earn your mercy.
Your voice has softened me. Your presence has stopped me in my tracks, and the respect that you show me bewilders me to no end. Who are you? I know so little of the outside world. Here in this tower, what a cradle and crypt it's been for me. Since I was born, I have beheld only this barren desert where I live in misery, reduced to a living skeleton, an animated corpse. I've never seen or spoken with anyone, apart from one lone man who listens to my misfortunes in this dank dungeon and schools me on heaven and earth. And although here marooned in such grave misfortunes, I have studied hierarchies, been taught by the beasts, advised by the birds, and have measured the smooth circles of the stars waltzing slowly in the sky. You alone have extinguished the flames of my fury, filling my eyes with wonder and my ears with awe. The sight of you astounds me, and the more I look at you, the more I desire to prolong my gaze.
Amazed by what I hear, I don't know what to say to you, nor what to ask. I will only say that heaven has delivered me to this place today to console me, by showing me another man even more downtrodden than myself.
Tower guard! You people are fierce to jail! Send in passage like are your cowardice or your governor!
I'm so confused.
Oh, my jailer! My miseries have yet to end!
Move your eyes on those intruders. Don't let them defend themselves. Capture them or kill them.
Tower guards, who rolled out the welcome mat for us? Out of all the luxurious options we were given, getting captured burns fewer calories.
Cover your faces. We need to ensure that nobody can identify you.
What's with all the masked men? Is it Halloween?
You! In your ignorant haze, you trespassed upon this prohibited site, violating the king's edict that nobody dare lay an eye upon the prodigal who lies within these crags. Surrender your arms and lie!
Tyrannical overlord, before you offend and injure them, I'll relinquish my life to these chains. I'd rather tear myself apart with my own hands, gnash myself with my own teeth, before I turn a blind eye to their misfortunes, and curse myself for not preventing crimes that you would commit against them.
Why all the swagger? Segismundo, you know your misfortunes are so vast that even before your birth, heavenly law sentenced you to death. You know that these iron bars are a brake that detains your arrogant furies, and a tire boot that stops their advance. Hurl him back within that prison and bolt shut the door.
I see that my presumptuous trespassing offended you. I'd be an imbecile to not beg for the humble life that lies at your feet. May pity for me stir within you. It would be harsh if neither humility nor pride moved you.
I, being neither purely humble nor purely proud, but a Frankenstein's monster made of both, ask that you give us roof and repair.
Soldiers, confiscate their weapons and blindfold their eyes so they can't spy an escape route.
This is my sword, which must be handed over to you alone, because you outrank all, and this sword won't surrender itself to a sniveling schmo.
My rusty dagger has schmo written all over it. You there, take it.
And if I must die, I wish to leave this sword with you, in gratitude for your mercy. I entrust you to guard it well. This golden sword contains great mysteries. Trusting it alone, I come to Poland to avenge myself for being disgraced.
Holy heavens! My pains and confusions grow. My sorrows and anxieties deepen. Who gave it to you?
A woman.
What was her name?
I promise to not reveal it.
By God! This sword is that which I left to the beautiful Violante, as a sign that whoever bore it shall find me, loving and affectionate as a father to a son. What am I to do? This is my son, as the signs well say, including the flames that arise in my heart. What must I do? Taking him to the king is taking him, woe is me, to die. But according to the law of fealty, I cannot hide him from the king. Why do I hesitate? Does not loyalty to the king come before life and honor? Let loyalty live! The surest path is to go straight to the king and tell him that this youth is my son, and that he must be killed.
The drums and the trumpets, the birds and the fountains salute you, my lady Estrella, as the cannonballs to their queen.
Duke Astolfo, if your words are to be measured against actions, your courtly platitudes are piss poor. Refuted as they are by all your martial spoils. The flatteries that I hear don't jive with the sword rattling that I see. I warn you that such sordid action is fit only for a beast, has birthed trickery and treason by flattering with the mouth, only to murder with the mind.
I implore you first to hear my cause, Estrella, before drawing your conclusion. Eustorgio III, the prior king of Poland, passed into dust. His son, Basilio, remained his heir, along with 2 daughters, to whom you and I were born. Basilio, having already surrendered himself to time's cruel disdain, being more inclined towards studies than to women, is widowed without children. You and I both aspire to wear his crown. You assert that, being daughter of the older sister, the crown belongs to you, but I, being born a man, although to the younger sister, should be preferred. We each expressed our intention to our uncle. He wants to postpone the coronation and view us side by side. To honor his intention, I left Moscow and arrived here, but not to wage war against you as you wage it upon me.
To make the imperial monarchy yours, you must deprive me of it. You throw my love in the mud, betrayed as you are by that portrait hanging from your neck.
I intend to explain, but... My voice is muted by the bellowing of the trumpets that announces the king arrives.
Your Majesty, why is this thing?
As Eurydice Euclid,
May I become ivy, lovingly embracing the trunk of your tree?
may you see me surrendered at your feet.
Niece and nephew, fling your arms around me. May you two always remain equal. Thus, while I confess myself exhausted by the weight of this crown, pressing down on my head these many long years, I must request silence. By Chloraline, my late wife, I had an unhappy child, Segismundo, at whose conception the heavens became crowded with omens. Before he was born, his mother, tossed between lucid thought and delirious dreams, saw time and again a dauntless monster in human form break open her womb to step into the world while she, stained in her own blood, would die, giving birth. The day of his birth arrived and the omens were fulfilled. Segismundo was born, and caused his mother's death. Consulting once again the star's predictions, I saw clearly that Segismundo would be the most foul-mouthed man, the cruelest prince, the wickedest monarch by whom this kingdom would splinter and eat itself from within. And he, carried away by his own fury, would stand upon me, and I surrendered. With what agony do I speak? Would find my white whiskers carpeting the floor beneath his feet. I decided to lock up this beast newly born. I announced that the infant had been born dead, and I ordered a tower constructed amidst the mountain's boulders and crags. Grave penalties and laws declared that no one enter that forbidden mountain site. Segismundo lives there, miserable, poor, and captive. Seen by Clotaldo alone, who has taught him the order of nature, instructed him in Catholic law, and is the sole witness to his misery. Poland, I want to liberate you from oppression and service to a tyrant king, for he who would plunge your homeland into such danger is a fiend, most foul indeed. So tomorrow, I will place Segismundo upon my throne, where he will govern and rule you, and you will all swear obedience to his command. For though his temperament inclines him towards fury, perhaps it will not control him. Fate can influence free will, but cannot force its hand. If he is prudent, rational, and benign, proving the prophecy soothsaying to be false and empty, you will enjoy your natural prince. But if he is conceited, reckless, cocky, and cruel, I will return him to prison, not in malice, but as an ode to justice, and I will give you sovereigns more worthy of the crown and scepter. My niece and nephew, I will silence their squabblings over the throne by joining them in matrimony.
May Segismundo appear, for it is enough that he is your son.
Thank you, vassals, thank you. Tomorrow you will see Segismundo!
Long live the great King Basilio!
May I speak with you?
Oh, Clotaldo. Well, my welcome mat's always laid out for you.
This beautiful youth, through either daring or dumb luck, stumbled into the tower, sir, where he glimpsed the prince.
Well, don't fret, Clotaldo. I've already spilled the secret. Who cares if they know it? Come and see me later. For I have many things that I must tell you, and many that you must do for me. I pardon these prisoners.
Great, sir! May you live 1,000 years! Heaven has enriched my fate. I will no longer tell the king that this youth is my son, for he has been acquitted. Wandering foreigners, be free.
You have saved my life, sir. Forever will I be your slave.
Your life has not yet been saved. You came here dishonored, and a dishonored life is no life at all.
Through vengeance, I will leave my honor spotless.
Take this burnished steel that you brought. It suffices to avenge you when stained in your enemy's blood.
Although my enemy be more powerful than I,
Is he so much so?
know that my adversary is no less than Astolfo, Duke of Moscow.
Since you were born a son of Moscow, the rightful ruler of your country could not have offended you.
And though he is my prince, he did in fact trample my honor.
He couldn't have, even if he had smacked your face.
My offense was far worse than that.
Tell me, as you can't say anything worse than my own perverse imaginings.
I would tell you, but I dare not. I have no idea why I view you with such respect, why I venerate you with affection, why I listen to you with such rapt attention. I dare not tell you that these garments that bedeck me are an enigma, what he seems.
It played out like this, sir. With the tranquilizing drink, whose creation you ordered, synthesized from opium, poppy, and nightshade, whose toxicity induces slumber, I descended to Segismundo's narrow cell, where I spoke with him a short while. I raised the subject of the mighty eagle, saying, "You, sir, are king of the birds, and justly soar above them." Segismundo said,
Even in the turbulent republic of birds exist hierarchies in the swearing of obedience. But your discourse consoles me, for if I am a subject, I am so by force, for I would never surrender myself to another man voluntarily.
I made a toast to him with the potion, and barely did the liquor dribble from chalice to tongue when his strength surrendered to slumber. And then the people to whom you entrusted your experiment arrived. They placed him in a carriage and carried him to your quarters. There they lay him down in your bed, where by the time his fatigue has lost its strength, they will serve him as if he were you. As you, sir, thus ordered.
You know the influence of my son's birth star threatens 1,000 misfortunes and tragedies. I wish to test with prediction by bringing him to the point where he knows that he's my son and I can examine his faculties and character. If magnanimity triumph in him, he will reign. But if he proves tyrannical, I will again slap him in that tower. Now, you will say that he will certainly plummet into despair if today he learns that he's my son and tomorrow finds himself returned to his imprisoned misery. I wish to leave an open door to avoid this harm by telling him that everything he saw was a dream.
I have needles aplenty to poke holes in your logic.
You are his tutor. Free him of so many confusions. Tell him the truth.
You grant me license to tell him?
Well, yes. Perhaps if he knows the truth, he can more easily overcome his base instincts.
Clarine! What's new?
You, sir, whose mercy saved our hides, convinced Rosara to don clothing fitting of her own sex.
That's good, so people take her seriously.
Also, changing her name and posing as your niece. She has aggrandized her honor so much that she now lives in the palace, has made to the singular Estrella, simply for being your niece. She is pampered like the queen and showered with gifts. Meanwhile, I, who came all this way with her, am dying of hunger, forgotten in the nooks of people's amnesia.
Your complaint is well-founded. I will appease it. Meanwhile, you will serve as my cook, butler, and valet.
Hark! Segismundo arrives.
By God, what do I see? By heaven, what do I gaze? Me in sumptuous palaces? Me bedecked in velvet and brocade? Me arising from slumber in such an exquisite bed? Me amid such people salivating to attire me? To say it's a dream is deceit. I well know that I'm awake. Am I not Segismundo? Shatter my my illusions, heaven? Tell me what rock or anvil fell on my head that I woke in to discover myself here. Well, whatever it was, who's plunging me into such a debate? No one. I wish to let these butlers serve me. Consequence would be damned.
Your Highness, great sir, give me your hand to kiss. It will be my honor to be the first to proclaim my obedience.
I took a call to my jailer. How can he abuse me in prison and lavish me with respect now? What the hell is happening to me?
You, sir, ought to know that you are the crown prince of Poland. Your father, my lord the king, will come to see you. And from him, Segismundo, you will hear the remainder of your tale.
Me a prince? You vile, despicable traitor. How can you commit such treason against your homeland that you hid this from me and thus defying reason and rule, denied me my rightful status?
Woe is me, sad wretch that I am.
You betrayed the law. Flattered the king out of one side of your mouth while spitting acid at me out of the other. And thus the king, the law, and I condemn you to die at my hands. No need, Pete. If you try to come between us, I'll chuck you out the window.
Cthulhu, please!
Woe is you. What hubris you flaunt. Without knowing, you merely dream.
Sir, Cthulhu was just obeying his
He
king.
should have disobeyed the king's unjust orders. I'm the prince. He's not arguing with me. See what foul places your angry words lead.
The prince speaks golden words, and you, well, you're pots.
Tell me, who the hell are you?
A meddler. I am chief of this profession because I am the greatest snoop known to man.
In this new world in which I woke, you alone have pleased me.
Sir, I am a great pleaser of all the Segismundo.
You in 1,000 ecstasies upon the day, O prince, when you appear as the son of Poland and fill the entire horizon with splendor and joy.
May God protect you.
Because you don't recognize me, I will forgive your failure and welcome me with sufficient honor. I am a Stolpo! Born Duke of Moscow and your cousin, you and I stand on mountains of equal height.
Well, if by saying may God protect you doesn't make you feel honored, and you continue to drone that we're two peas in a pod, the next time you see me, I will tell God to push you into an oncoming truck.
Your Highness, sir. Be welcome. Many times over beneath this canopy that gratefully receives and desires you. Where, despite deceptions by prior prophecies, you will live august and eminently. Your life extending not for years, but centuries.
Tell me now, who is this beautiful woman? Who is this human goddess at whose divine feet heaven lays its vermilion glow?
She is Estrella, sir, your cousin.
Give me your hand to kiss, in whose cup of snow the firmament sips innocence.
Well, there could not be a more courteous gentleman.
If he takes her hand in marriage, I am lost, sir.
Please
Did you
beware.
hear me say that I will catapult whoever pisses me off from the balcony?
Servants of the crown of special protection.
Really? Bombs away!
What did I just say?
He fell from the balcony into the ocean. By the love of God, I did it!
You must think before you act.
You insist on foaming at the mouth. The next time you go to put on your hat, you may find yourself with no head to wear it.
You're not even wearing a hat!
What has happened here?
Nothing much. Some guy yanked my chain and I threw him off the balcony.
Careful now, that's the king.
So quick! You've already killed someone on your first day here?
The simpleton told me that I wouldn't do it. I guess I won the bet.
God! Damn it, Prince. I came here expecting to see you triumphing over prophecy and oracles, but instead I find you on the warpath. Fists clenched, smoke belching from your ears, and the first act you author is homicide, cold as ice. I had wanted to embrace you, but now I cringe from you, for your arms are like swords that have spilled blood on this spotless floor.
I don't need your stupid hug. I never have and I never will, because a father who subjects me to such wanton abuse, shoving me from his side, raising me like a beast, treating me like a monster, and dreaming of my death, it's of puny importance that you never flung your arms around me. You robbed me of my life!
Oh, what immaculate manners you have, thanking me thus for plucking you from prison and placing you on the throne?
Why in the world should I thank you for that? You are outmoded, halfway in the grave. What can you give me with your death that isn't mine by inheritance? You're my father and the king, but I am in no way obligated to you, and I can demand payment for the years of my life, liberty, and honor that you've revoked, and thus thank me for not charging you interest, for it's you who owes me a debt.
You are a barbarian! Insolent! Heaven make good on its warning about you. You are arrogant. Your head swells larger than the sun. And although you now know who you are, and all your illusions have been washed away, and you see all others grovel at your feet, heed well my warning. Be lenient and humble, for you may be dreaming, although you think that you're awake.
Might I be dreaming, though I think that I'm awake? I'm not dreaming. I know who I am. I'm not dreaming.
Following Estrella, but I have a great fear of finding Astolfo! Cataldo wishes that Astolfo neither see me nor know who I am, because, as he asserts, my honor depends on it. And I trust Cataldo, for I owe him gratefully for his support of my honor and life. The prince is here. I withdraw.
Oh, listen, woman! Stop yourself! Do not smash together sunrise and sunset by fleeing so fast. You will cause the day to collapse on itself. But what is this I see? I've seen this beauty on some prior occasion.
I have seen this pomp, this grandeur, subdued in a narrow prison. Whoa! Whoa!
I found my true love. Although I've never seen you before, I adore you. Who are you, beautiful woman?
I must disguise myself. I am one of Estrella's unhappy maids.
Oh, don't say such a thing. See that you're the sun from whose light that dimmer star, Estrella, lives and receives splendor for your rays.
I must subdue Segismundo, because after all, I raised him. But what then I see?
I revere your benevolence. I will respond with the rhetoric of silence. He who speaks best, sir, speaks least.
Wait! You mustn't leave. How can you ignore my declaration of love?
Your Highness, I request this permission.
Leaving so suddenly is not asking permission, it's stealing it.
Well, if you don't give it, I will snatch it.
You will make me catapult from courteous to crass, because resistance poisons my patience.
If my venomous resistance, full of fury, harshness, and rage, vanquishes your patience, you'd still be incapable of hurting me. Right?
Just today I threw a man off that balcony simply because he said it couldn't be done. And thus throwing your honor out the window? Could it be a piece of cake?
He persists greatly. What must I do, heavens, when I see a man's insane desire yet again put my honor at risk by targeting hers?
It was not on this kingdom. But what must you do? You who possess nothing human but your name. You are insolent, arrogant, savage, born amidst beasts.
I showed you such courtesy to prevent you from hurling insults at me, thinking that I might thus win your favor, but still, you call me a beast. My God, I'll give you the beast on which you call. Close the door. Let nobody enter.
I am dead. I
am savage, and in vain do you hope to defeat me.
Oh, I must thwart him, although the price be my death. Sir, pay attention! Look!
For a second time you provoked my ire, crazy, expired old man. How did you come in here?
Be more placid if you wish to reign as king. But if you wish to lord over everyone, be cruel. For all you know, you are dreaming.
You provoke me to rage when you blab and blab by killing you. I'll see if it's a dream or wake true.
I hope to spare my life with this fate.
Pull your audacious hands off my blade!
I will not loosen my grip until the guards come to extinguish your savage rage.
Please, for sake, keeps her up a nut job. You'll be squeezed to death between my arms.
Come, quick! He's killing Clotaldo!
What is this, generous prince? You seek to take that shining blade and an elder still blood? Return your sword to its sheath.
Not until I see it staining your putrid blood.
Taldo's life has taken sanctuary at my feet, and thus my arrival is put to some use.
Then make yourself useful and die.
By fighting you in self-defense, I do not offend the royal line.
Someone tell me what has happened.
Nothing, sir, thanks to your arrival.
Much, sir, even though you've come. I'm trying to kill this old geezer.
Have you no respect for his silver locks?
What foolishness. Wanted me to respect white hairs, even yours, may one day blanket the floor beneath my feet. I cannot forgive the unjust manner in which you raised me. I will have my revenge.
Before you see such a thing come to pass, you will return to sleep, where you will believe that everything that has happened to you was conjured by your dreaming.
Oh.